Hey guys, Tony here. This is the first of 3 videos of a series I'm doing describing the state of each spec of the Paladin so far in the pre-patch for Legion. The main discussion here regarding the changes for the Paladin are mainly centered around Retribution, so we will start here. Though this isn't so much of a guide, more of a description of the current state of the Paladin is in after all the changes that were made. So let's get started. Retribution's playstyle was changed in Legion much like other classes. In Warlords of Draenor, the playstyle centered mainly around Final Verdict and Divine Storm. Procs were abundant and the Paladin's screen was very flashy. It was a quick, easy to follow playstyle. With Exorcism, Hammer of Wrath, and Judgment, the Retribution Paladin had some decent ranged attacks for those pesky mages or hunters who decided to run away while they were low health. Blizzard obviously didn't like how the Ret Paladin played and the amount of range they could do damage at, so most range abilities were removed. In return, however, we did receive some new melee abilities. Blade of Justice is a new ability added for the Retribution Paladin. It has a fairly short cooldown, is mildly ranged, and generates 2 holy power. It does solid damage and is now a key part in the new rotation for Paladins. Justicar's Vengeance is the new holy power spender for Legion. It requires 5 holy power, does decent damage, and does double damage to stun targets. In addition, it also heals the Paladin for the amount of damage it deals. During the early portion of the 7.0.3 PTR, Paladin's damage wasn't fully quite tuned. Justicar's Vengeance seemed to be a fantastic spell, since the healing from Flash of Light was significantly reduced for Retribution. Though after some tuning, the damage, and thus the healing, was reduced, it now hits similarly to Templar's Verdict, which begs the question as to why it's been added. In PvP, it does slide into a rotation for Big Burst combined with Avenger's Wrath, but after the initial burst, or the one-shot macro, is done, we're back to hitting like wet noodles. In contrast, in PvE, its damage doesn't make sense for what we get at level 110. At level 110, people will be speccing and aiming for haste. The more haste we have, the lower certain cooldowns will be. In return, lower cooldowns equal more holy power, which now means more Templar's Verdicts. Currently, we're able to get about 2 to 3 Templar's Verdicts off during our judgment windows. In Legion, with appropriately geared items, we could at least see 4 Templar's Verdicts, which is more damage than a single 5 holy power Justicar's Vengeance. The playstyle is a little bit different, however, let's talk about something that's been the big topic of discussion regarding the Paladins: the damage. Though those are simulated numbers, it's what everybody is talking about. Skill over anything can determine a player's place on their own raid's damage meters, but people like always are taking those simulated damage numbers seriously. People I have talked to who are looking for groups to do mythic dungeons in Legion are being turned down because these group leaders are seeing poor damage numbers. People are being denied even before Legion is out. There are a couple of ideas people have to explain the low DPS of Retribution. The most logical is that our numbers are tuned for 110 and the artifact weapons. Looking over the Ashbringer's tree, most talents are just flat out damage increases. Of course, there is always a counter to an argument. A counter is that Paladin's numbers are supposed to be low. With our greater blessings, a topic I will discuss in another video, is that Paladins are coming back to more of a support style of DPS, buffing the raid, doing some minor healing, among others. I'm personally more inclined to believe the former, however, everybody's opinion is different. Something I should mention before we jump to our conclusion is that there is a mixed reaction to the Paladin changes. Though the majority of people are disliking the changes, there are still people who have been enjoying what's been done to the class. We shouldn't rag on these people, they're just playing what they like to play, they're voicing their opinions, which I have no problem with. So that's how Retributions currently are in the pre-patch. A little wonky, however playable. We will see how things change when we are 110 with the Ashbringer, and see what changes are made to the Paladin. Next, we will take a look at Holy, then finishing off the series with Protection. Subscribe if you look forward to seeing those videos, comment with your opinions, I enjoy hearing them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been Tony with All Things Paladin. Take care.